Hey, what is up everybody, and welcome back to another video. A bit of a different one. Today was going to be the finale for Season 10 of Red vs. Blue, which will be coming out tomorrow instead now. Because I woke up to a video from Penguins, aka Charlie, aka Moist Critical, and not something I was expecting to see. I'm not going to lie to you. Before I started YouTube, this would have just kind of went under my radar and I wouldn't really have been bothered. I always knew about them, but I never really watched any of their stuff. So I would have just went past it and that would have been that. But as you guys well know, two of the main parts of my channel, the series that I do, consist of Ruby and Red vs. Blue, which are two huge Rooster Teeth projects. They've been going on, especially Red vs. Blue has been going on since, I think that was the first thing they ever did. So that's, what, 21 years of Red vs. Blue. It's been a long, long time. And of course, Ruby is one of the biggest things that they've done with a huge, huge audience, as does Red vs. Blue. And after 21 years, it is shutting down, which, again, I really did not see coming at all. So basically, what's happened is I think it was 2 years ago, Warner Brothers bought out Rooster Teeth, so they own Rooster Teeth now. And I don't think it's a surprise, I don't think it's a secret. If you go on Social Blade, or if you go on anything, you can check and see that, you know, Rooster Teeth's engagement has been going down a lot since the very first time, you know, they started posting. Which is bound to happen, you know, the internet's constantly changing. Most people are more interested in short-form content rather than, you know, long videos. And 21 years is a long time on the internet. That's basically... You're basically 1,000 years old if you're 21 years old on the internet, because something that you see today, that's a huge thing on the internet, in a week will be completely forgotten about. That's how fast things go over. So, again, it's mighty impressive that they've even managed to get this far. But at the end of the day, the video that we're making today is about the fact that they are indeed shutting down after 21 years. So, from what I've seen, apparently Warner Brothers have attempted to try and sell Rooster Teeth's fandom. So the gaming, the comedy and entertainment division, they've been trying to sell, but it's to no avail. They haven't obviously been able to sell them, which has ended up in them basically just saying that they're shutting down the platform, which means a lot of bad things when it comes to the fact that round about 150 employees are going to be losing their jobs, which is nuts. Because some of these could have been going on for the full 21 years. Some of these, of course, have just been like added as times went on. But nonetheless, that's 150 people who are now out of a job and are going to have to try and find a new job. And finding a job in this kind of field is not the easiest thing in the world, especially when it comes to YouTube and, you know, having your own website and your own entertainment. It's hard. It's very hard to find employment when it comes to that kind of stuff, which is what these people are going to have to do, or find another job that they enjoy, I guess. But on top of that, there's a lot of content creators and contracts and things that they've got with people that are obviously going to have to end as well, which could mean a lot of things for a lot of different people. But the only saving grace that I could find is, again, my channel, as you guys know, runs off of Ruby and Red vs. Blue. A lot, for a very long stint of time, all of my videos, just one after the other, were Ruby. It was just constantly reacting to Ruby. And then you guys got me into Red vs. Blue, which I'm still going... I mean, there's, what, 18 seasons of Red vs. Blue now? I'm still watching them. So what does that mean for these kind of shows? From what I've seen, it looks like most of them are shutting down and will probably just be canned. But luckily, apparently, Red vs. Blue, which in all fairness is on its last season anyways, and Ruby and Genlock, I think it's called, the one with, I think it's Michael B. Jordan that's in it. Apparently those are in works to be continued by, I'm assuming, other people. I assume the people that do it, obviously Rooster Teeth, are probably still going to be at the back end of it in making sure, you know, that the story goes as it's supposed to go. Because I think season, or volume 11 of RWBY is the last one, I think, the next season, because I don't know how much further they could go with it. If you watch RWBY, you know, obviously the last season was kind of them discovering themselves and trying to, you know, figure out who they are and stuff. And it didn't take place in the actual RWBY universe. Whereas going on, as at the end of the series, obviously they got out of that, and then it's RWBY and the gang's fight against Salem and everything that's happened while RWBY and everyone's been in there. So I assume that there's only going to be like maybe probably 1 or 2 more seasons of that anyways. But it is going to be continued, like I say, and Red vs. Blue also going to be continued into its last season. I don't watch Genlock. I don't know if you guys watch Genlock, but if you do, you can let me know if that's getting continued or if that's worthy of getting continued. Again, I've never watched it, so I'm not going to give my 2 cents on what that's going to be. So I'm just going to quickly read off a couple of things that I found, and I quote, Rooster Teeth had operated a subscription video on-demand service from its earliest days, and in 2016 rebranded the service as First. At its peak, Rooster Teeth's First had 225,000 paying members at the height of its popularity of RWBY and Genlock. That is a lot. I'm not sure how much the subscription is for that, but I mean, even if it was $1 or £1 or wherever you're from, 225,000 is a lot of paying members. That's a lot of the blooms in your pocket there, and it's fallen off quite a lot. Now, don't get me wrong, 60,000 subscriptions, that's still a lot. That's still quite a vast amount, but you know, you're dropping over halfway. Actually, way more than halfway. What am I talking about? I can't maths. It's a big blow, and that's obviously costing them a lot of money. And if Warner Brothers can't justify continuing it, then they're obviously going to get rid of it. So I'm going to assume that's partly part of the reason. They're just kind of wasting money on, you know, things that aren't giving their money back. And in a business perspective, that's kind of what you expect. Come on, let's face it. A business does not care about the people that watch it. It only cares about the money. And yes, stupid to say it because the money comes from the people, so you should really care about the people. But I'm pretty sure Warner Brothers, they probably lost track of you know, the connection to their community a long time ago. They are a huge, massive corporation. So in their eyes, it's just, we own this thing. It's losing us a lot of money. So yeah, we can't really justify keeping it going. So you know what it is? We'll try and sell it. Oh, would you look at that? Nobody wants to buy it. Well, it's getting canned, which, you know, a lot of people are, you know, upset, obviously, because they've watched Rooster Teeth for years, sometimes their entire life. It's, again, a huge YouTube community and a huge just video community in general. Like I say, Red vs. Blue and RWBY especially have a huge fan base and a huge entourage of people that would love to continue it and give their support. But again, in a business economy, they don't care about that, or they just care the fact that it's losing their money. Which brings me on to my next point of, you cannot talk about Rooster Teeth without talking about Monty, because he, of course, was a huge role in making Red vs. Blue and RWBY what it is. He fronted, you know, the animation, the choreography, a lot of the stuff that went into that show that made it as popular as it is comes from his back. And I'm sure he's looking down now, devastated at what's about to come. But luckily, like I say, Red vs. Blue and RWBY are going to be continued and are hopefully going to be finished and have the story end. Because I would hate it as well. I would hate to watch something and just for it to end. Even if they turned around to us and were like, all right, so this is how RWBY is going to end. You know, she fights Salem. A couple of people maybe are going to die. You know, they win. It's saved. I would hate even though I know how it ends, and it would suck, man. It would suck so hard to just not get it finished. But yes, that's just what I wanted to discuss today. The fact that after 21 long years, it will be ending. And like I say, I know a lot of you guys that watch my videos will be upset at that fact, because a lot of yous are here for Ruby and for Red versus Blue, so I'm sure you guys have a lot of opinions and a lot of things to say. And feel free to say them in my comments. I'll try and hit back with whatever I can muster. I'm sure you guys probably know more than I do, to be honest with you, about the whole thing. Because like I say, I never watched Rooster Teeth up until Ruby and up until Red versus Blue, so I'm not as connected to this as a lot of you guys will be. And I know it'll, like I said, it'll upset a lot of you guys, but unfortunately that's the world. That's how it is. You don't make me money, I don't want you in my life. But yes, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you liked it, please do leave a like, comment, and subscribe. It does help massively, and I do massively appreciate it. And I will see you tomorrow for an episode of Red vs. Blue. Finishing off Season 10, baby. Goodbye.